Keep calm and carry on buying AI tech stocks as they deviate from the highs. Where the greater the deviation, then the greater the buying opportunity presented. Keep calm and carry on buying. Quantum AI tech stocks. FREETRADE, great little investing platform for ISAs and SIPPs. I opened a SIPP on the 7th of February. Deposited money, not much. Deposited and started investing. Ooh, look at that warning. You need to agree to this by 1st of June or we restrict your buying. Yeah, I'm not agreeing to lend in my shares. Let's see what happens on 1st of June. So I've been investing money in these stocks, as you can see. So what's the gist of this video is, when do you get your HMRC contribution? For instance, I deposited on the 7th of February. It's now the 21st of April. Now the sales from a FREETRADE is that you get a sales pitch is 7 to 11 weeks. So today is about 10.5 weeks. So did I get the money? Let's have a look. There we go. HMRC tax relief. I've got 1,500 roughly, just over 1625. Yeah, 1625 tax relief on 6,500. So there you go. It's 10.5 weeks. That's when you get your tax relief. FREETRADE, why do I use it? It's easy to use. It's a good platform. Additional, I won't use it as primary. It's an additional platform. I've got an ISA with them and I've got a SIPP with them. And obviously got to stick to the limit, 80,000 in case they go disappear. But it should be okay. You got 80,000 protection. So you can check out a link in the description. You get a free share. We both get one each. How much? I think it's between 10 and realistically about between 10 and 50 pounds. They're taking up to 200, but I think that's going to be a very low probability, more like 10 to 50. So check out the link, sign up to FREETRADE and we both get a free share. Oh, I've got free shares waiting there. Probably not much. Any negatives? Well, it's basically just an investing platform. There's no research, anything of that thing. And they only allow you to do 2 limit orders, or you have to pay extra. Okay, for the SIPP you pay £7 per month, and for the ISA you pay £10. You have to pay 10, otherwise you don't get the limit orders. £3 is the base fee, but for that it's not usable. You can't use the platform unless you can place limit orders, and you can only place 2 limit orders for full shares and 2 for fractional. I presume it's the order flow difference. For full shares you're more likely to get filled than for fractional. Probably they have a wider spread, so the price has to move further for fractional than it does for thing. What would I recommend? Well, I can't recommend. What am I doing? How should I say? Well, you can see I'm buying TSMC, Arrow, Qualcomm, Inmo, Diode. That's what I bought on the SIPP. Yeah, recent. Diode, Lam Research. Most is negative because we're in a bear market. But Arrow's up 2%. Diode's up. There's more here while I've been. Lam, forget Polymetal. Russian. Amit. See, a lot of them are up. 2%. IBM's up 15%. Ooh. Anyway, check out the link in the description. That's a quick video about FREETRADE. When you're likely to get HMRC contribution is 10.5 weeks after you deposit. That is employee contribution. Oh, there's another negative here. They don't do employer contributions. They can't handle it, the system. Only employee contributions. you want to bear that in mind if you're thinking of using your company to fund your SIPP with FREETRADE. It's not possible. Employee owned. That's what caught me off guard. I opened it, and only after you open it, you like, they don't do employer contributions. So for bloody hell. Alright then, how much can I put in? Not much. So I put in 6.5. I put in another 6.5 this year. I'm waiting to see when will the HMRC funds arrive, and it's not 7 weeks, not 8 weeks, not 9 weeks, not 10 weeks. It's 10.5 weeks. Just within the 11-week limit. 7 to 11 weeks. Just below 11 weeks. Anyway, it's arrived. So it does eventually arrive. Well, I'll be doing a video in a week's time. Oh, it's 11.5 weeks and no money's come. Anyway, do check out the link in the description. It's a nice platform. Once you get used, it only works on mobile phone. Oh, it's gone up to 14 now. It only works on mobile phones because I don't know why. There's no website. At first I was peeved off. I don't want to use a mobile phone. But you get that as with everything, you get used to it. Yeah, I'm used to it now. Don't forget, keep calm and carry on buying AI tech stocks as they deviate from the highs. Do check out the link in the description and get a free share. All you have to do is deposit £1 and you get a free share. I don't know how long is it, 8 weeks, 6 weeks, something like that. Something like that, 8 weeks probably. You get a free share in the general investment account, not your SIPP or ISA. I initially opened this for an ISA, and then I thought, oh, so I give the SIPP a try as well, because the ISA was okay. Anyway, check out the link in the description. It's okay, so it's a good additional platform. I've got lots. In fact, I'm doing a video that compares all the platforms that I've used to see which is the best. I would rate FREETRADE as number 2 because there's no research and there's a limit on the limit orders. The only fee they got is the 0.45%, which might sound significant, but it isn't, because you're going to be placing lots of small orders. The FREETRADE is good for placing lots of small orders, where you use I use other platforms for larger orders. This is just for like nibbling. Yeah, FREETRADE is a good nibbling platform. If you want to do big orders, use other platforms. You know, this is good for fractional shares. It's good for nibbling. You know, for instance, you could buy one Intel share at 0.45%. If you pay a higher commission if you bought it with anyone else. For instance, if you bought it with Interactive Brokers, their minimum is fee is 0.35 on the tier, and fixed is $1. So you're going to end up paying a lot more on FREETRADE. It's a good nibbling platform, nibble positions. Anyway, that's FREETRADE. Let's dip back below. Oh my god, I lost money. I was 14. Alright, I gotta take a call. So what if you could know the future? For instance, I had a chart of the stock market, that's the S&P index, showing a high probability trend forecast for some 6 weeks into the future. Well, that's what my patrons got in a market brief at the end of March 2022. A detailed trend forecast right into the middle of May 2022 that the stock market then has spookily tracked quite closely for some time. That's X-Files spooky. And the forecast for where the S&P should be right now is 43.94 versus actual S&P index of 43.93.6. Whilst my trend expectations remain for the S&P to continue to trend lower for another week or so before bottoming and then embarking on a strong rally that will confuse most because they won't be expecting it. They're not, interest rates rising, Fed tightening, Fed's going to cause stock market crash. No one's expecting it, and I forecast it in March. First, the decline, which is transpiring, for a strong rally into the middle of May for a higher high. That will get most people confused. They'll think the bull market's resumed, but more on that later. Whilst my latest full spectrum in-depth analysis that took me a good 3 months, 3 months of hard work, stop and go, but 3 months, is on the UK housing market that maps a trend forecast out for 3 full years into the future. Can the UK continue trending higher, or will interest rate hikes halt the housing bull run? All and more is revealed in my extensive UK housing market analysis and concluding detailed 3-year trend forecast. That will soon be followed by my updated US housing market trend forecast after my existing 2-year forecast recently concluded, that once more aims to project a trend for US house prices at least 2 years into the future. So for immediate first access to all of my analysis and trend forecasts, then do consider becoming a patron by supporting my work for just $4 per month to gain access to all of my recent analysis on accumulating AI tech stocks at defined buying levels as and when opportunities arise. There's none of this waiting for the indices to drop, because there's a stealth bear market in progress that cycles through individual stocks like a Tasmanian devil. You saw last week. Did you see what happened to AMD, TSMC? And Qualcomm. That's the Tasmanian devil. Indices, not much changed, but you got new lows in Qualcomm, TSMC, and AMD. So to gain access to all of my recent analysis on accumulating AI stocks during the bear market of 2022 that I forecast to expect as of September 2021, and then confirmed in my analysis of 5th of December following the CI18 trigger. That's a crash trigger that has a very low frequency. It occurred in February 2020 and it occurred again in December 2021. Warns of significantly lower prices ahead, which has come to pass, which is presenting myself and patrons with huge opportunities to accumulate target AI tech stocks at deep deviations from the highs. You know the motto. The greater the deviation from the high in good stocks, then the greater the buying opportunity being presented. Whilst here is my schedule of both in-depth analysis and market briefs, though they're not really brief, because I have a tendency to do mega pieces. So my briefs are other people's essays. And my next analysis will be posted in a few hours, focused on the stock stealth bear market and AI stocks buying levels going into earnings, which will be posted in a few hours time of this video being posted. So again, consider becoming a patron by supporting my work for just $4 per month to capitalize on the stocks bear market and what I strongly expect will soon follow it, as we ride the inflation megatrend courtesy of central bank and government money printing on an epic scale. I've been warning of high inflation is coming since March 2020. You don't believe me? Go check my video. Every video ends with a warning that big inflation is coming. You should prepare for it. Well, big inflation has arrived, and it will last the whole of this decade, no matter what they say. Big inflation will be with us for the remainder of this decade. Yes, there'll be dips down to maybe 4%, but you're not going to see 2%. Not unless they change the CPI measure, edit everything out that goes up and just leaving the little bits that fall because of deflationary forces. The fiddle, you do realize CPI is fake. The real inflation rate is double CPI. 8%, real is 16%. Go back and use the measure that they were using in the 1970s and early 80s. Use the same methodology, and US inflation is 16% now. UK inflation is at least 15%. That is CPI. So subscribe to this YouTube channel for new videos, and do consider becoming a patron by supporting my work. Just $4 per month as we ride the quantum AI megatrend into the future.